Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful day. There's been some things at the surface of my mind this morning, and I just want to hop on and share them. So I want to ask you if you are someone who waits. And I ask you this because this used to be me. This is a previous version of me who waited for the permission slip, who waited for the invitation, who was constantly waiting to be told that she was beautiful, to feel beautiful, that she was constantly waiting to be told that she was smart, to feel smart, and to believe that she actually was smart, and waiting to hear the answers from other people instead of finding the answers within herself, or hearing from somebody else that she could heal before she believed that she could heal. And what I want to tell you today is that you don't need permission from anyone other than yourself. You don't need a permission slip from outside of you. When we put all of that pressure on the outside world and then maybe it doesn't show up, we are letting everything outside of us have such an impact and a power over us, when really we can reclaim our own power and make our own decisions and step into our own truth and declare to ourselves that we are fucking beautiful, that we are smart, that we can heal, that we don't need that permission slip. So there was a woman who has been thinking about the Healing Activation Portal, and her objection was money. And her objection was, this is a big investment. I just bought all of these things, for Cyber Monday and all the Thanksgiving deals that were going on. But there was something, and I felt this in her energy. There was something in her energy that was saying yes. Like, it was saying yes. She just hadn't quite given herself permission to dive in yet. And so then there was this energetic shift of a conversation I had with her, that she was able to give herself that permission and to realize that oftentimes we just make a lot of excuses. And then this beautiful thing happened when she decided to trust. So she invested in the Lightworkers Library, which is the upgrade of the Healing Activation Portal, which is a total of $647. And she manifested the money. You guys, this money showed up for her as a gift right when she was just making all the excuses and thinking, I can't do this. We had this conversation, and the next day she had the money and she invested. And there's this economy of energy. And the economy of energy is that what you release will come back to you. The energy you put out into the world is going to come back. And what's amazing is that when we actually invest, say, $647 or $497, the two different prices of this program, is that when we put that energy into the economy, out into the world for it to do its thing, it can grow. And it can grow exponentially, and then it can come back to us exponentially. So that investment of $497 can actually come back to you in 10 times as large or big way. And so the very things that we are afraid of, or you might be feeling afraid of right now in the potential investment in giving yourself permission to say yes, are the things that we're actually going to cover in the program. So we get so wrapped up in this fear and the excuses, and I don't have permission and I'm not going to give myself permission to do this, that then there's fear. There's money objections. There's, I don't have time for this objections. There's belief in yourself objections. I don't know if I can do this. Am I worthy of doing this? Can I change? All these limiting beliefs come up. But a plant does not grow. We've all seen this with our own eyes. A plant does not grow unless you water its leaves, okay? So we need to water ourselves, my friends, just like you would a plant, and then it's going to grow. So that analogy of watering yourself is allowing yourself to take in the things, the knowledge, the wisdom, the nutrients, the supplements, the energy that you need in order to grow. But unless you put something out into the world and you trust that it's going to come back to help you grow, there's not going to be growth available to you. So you have to be able to let go of something and trust that it's going to come back. And in this case, it's letting go of some of this money, knowing that it comes back to you exponentially in the currency of growth or money. Like, you guys, this happens to people all the time. This has happened to me numerous times where I make a big investment in myself. All of a sudden, within a week, I have 3 new clients that have paid for and more whatever I just invested in myself. Or I put in this financial commitment into something, and all of a sudden, the tools that I learned from that experience are now the tools that are going to help me learn how to manage fear, get rid of fear, start to realize and change my beliefs around money because they might have been limiting. That it changes a belief within me that allows me to step into this much more powerful and abundant place in my life. And so we can choose to listen to the fear voice, to the money objections, to the time objections, to the belief objections, or we can put into the economy of energy an investment. And in that investment comes trust, but also there's this like boomerang, right? So you put it out and then it comes back, but it might come back with a pretty present on it because it is going to grow as it goes out into the universe. As you let it go, as you release it and you let it fly, it comes back. So I want you guys to realize that we're going to be actually covering the things that you are probably most afraid of in this program so that you can heal them. But the first part is saying yes. The first part is giving yourself permission to actually do the healing and to say yes so that you can then get that information and you can upgrade your energy. You can change your entire state of being through this experience. So we're not going to change if we don't water that plant, if we don't water ourselves, if we don't allow ourselves to grow, if we don't decide to make the change, if we hold ourselves back and we instead wait for permission to do something instead of giving that permission to ourselves. So the first step to manifesting is realizing that you are just energy. And you are more energy than you are, in fact, flesh, bone, skin, hair. And in that fact of you being primarily just this energetic being is deep, deep possibility and potential. That if you are mostly and primarily energy, that we get to mold that. So you get to choose, how am I going to protect that energy? How am I going to mold it? Where do I want to sculpt it and create it? And what do I want it to look like? How am I going to care for this energy within me? If we are primarily humans in ecstatic motion, just vibrating on this planet, how can we use that to actually be this very empowering thing that allows us to mold and sculpt and change? The healing activation portal opens you up to be that more intentional molder of your energy, to be a more potent manifester, both money and goals, dreams, desires in your life, and heal the wounds that are actually probably holding you back from this right now. So even you saying yes and coming into the healing activation portal is the first step of healing those wounds. Because you are saying, I know I have these wounds, I know I have these objections, I know I have these limiting beliefs, but I'm going to do this anyways. And in that moment, you are declaring to the universe that you are no longer going to live on this level, that you are ready to upgrade, that you are no longer willing to let those wounds and limiting beliefs hold you back anymore, and instead you are going to step into a more potent version of yourself. So on the other side of this investment, on the other side of those fear-based thoughts, that is where the healing is. We have to step into it in order to move out of it. So yes, there's fear. Yes, there's objections. But on the other side of those is the deep, deep healing. And I think we forget that and we think, oh, that's scary, I'm going to run away. Oh my gosh, that's too much money, I can't afford that. Oh my gosh, it's the holidays, I'm never going to be able to keep up. And we tell this big story to ourselves in order to appease the ego and say, oh, I can't do this. And then we're like, okay, yeah, I just can't. I can't. When the truth is, if you say yes, all of that bullshit is going to get healed and you're going to come out of this experience that potent manifester, that healed human being that now realizes the blocks that were holding her back in the first place, and she has moved through them, she has processed them, she has integrated her shadow into her lightness, and she's fucking on fire. So I want you to feel into this for a moment. Just feel. Where's your energy at right now? If you're still listening, what does this feel like for you? Is fear holding you back? Are you waiting for a permission slip? What is your intuition telling you on the deepest, most pure and honest level? And will you give yourself that permission slip? I hope that you will all do that for yourselves. My permission is granted to you. It always has been, but you don't need my permission. You just need the permission of you, of yourself, to say yes, to go ahead and face fear and face everything and rise, which is that fear, moving past it, beyond it, integrating it to actually be your teacher. All right? If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I would be so honored to have you in this program. The cart is closing soon. We start December 10th. That's in 4 days. So yes, you're going to hear me get loud about this, and I want you to feel into it. I want you to feel into the energy of this program, my energy as your guide, and see what resonates with you. What is on the other side of that investment for you? Think about it. Let the answer come to you, but I can tell you there's going to be change. There's going to be change, and in and through that change is a completely new way of being, of retraining your brain, changing your habits, and starting to heal the shit that has held us back for so long. So if you're ready to join me, again, I'd be honored. I'll drop the link below. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.